Hey, what's up, everyone? Sorry for the radio silence. It's been a while. Some of you might know that I actually uploaded a video yesterday, and it was a great video. I spent nearly 30 minutes going into a topic that was really, really important uh, for me to share about yesterday, and then I uploaded it, and it had no audio because I've been recording recently and I set my audio settings to use something else. So when I actually was recording the video, there's a lot of that going on. So lots of video, no audio. Now, this is going to be difficult for me because I'm not a fan of repetition. I like to just kind of do things as I'm feeling them, and I'm going to try to get into the zone again on this topic, even though I spent 30 minutes yesterday doing a failed video about this, but let's give it another shot, okay? So, it's a really important topic, and hopefully this video is going to be better than the one I did yesterday. So I am a believer in things happen for a reason. So I believe that for some reason that video yesterday wasn't meant to be. And hopefully this one will be meant to be. So let's dive into this. Attention whores. Beware of attention whores and energy vampires. Alright, so what am I talking about here? Let's remember that almost all beings crave power. Almost all humans are attracted to power. And remember that the source of power is attention. So when people receive attention, they are receiving power. And in life, no matter where you go, no matter how rich you are, no matter how hard you work, you're unfortunately never going to be able to escape from energy vampires. Last week I had quite a difficult week. Well, not difficult, but yeah, it was like challenging, and I received, had to deal with some bad vibes. I allowed myself to get distracted and sort of get spend too much time, on some people that were giving bad vibes out. So I want to. The reason why I did the video yesterday was because it was very relevant to what I had been experiencing for the past week. Understand that it's all about power and energy vampires usually or attention whores usually don't have anything better to do with their time. You have people who are on their journey, focused on their goals, focused on whatever they're doing, whether it's, work, hobbies, goals like music, art, if you exercise, whatever it is that brings your focus onto your path and your journey energizes you. And when you're able to focus your goals and focus on where you are now, whether it's doing sports, jiu-jitsu, drawing, painting, any activity that you're able to focus on and do, it energizes you, and it makes you more powerful. And there's people that are able to do that, and then there's people who are lost and find it difficult to do that, and instead they get their energy and power from those people. And the way they'll do it usually is, there's a lot of ways that they will do it. The two main ways is they'll either try to irritate or upset or hurt, and then that way they can get your attention, they can distract you. Or it can be through the other way, like being sweet and nice and kind of tempting you. And then again, they'll distract you. But the goal is ultimately to get your power, to get your energy. So you might know some people like this who they might, be irritating on purpose. And it's just because they want your attention. And most of the time it's done subconsciously. These people, energy vampires, attention whores, they're not conscious of what they're doing, which means that there's a need in them because they have this hole that they need to fill, but they don't realize what they're doing. So they're just instinctually kind of trying to get that attention, trying to get that power because it fills them. They feel awesome with it. All right. But the thing is that the person who's on their quest, on their journey, focusing on themselves, it's hard to do that. It's hard to not be distracted by the world, by everything that's going on, and to keep your focus on yourself. But guess what? Usually people who are able to do that are successful. They're more successful at what they do in life, whether it's their work, their sports, their music, art, creating, whatever it is, they wind up being more successful in life. Why? Because it's hard for anyone on this earth. No one person is better than the other. It's difficult for everyone, but some people are aware of this information that I'm sharing, and they're just getting on with the hard work of every day, just trying to focus more on their goals. And the more and more you do that, the easier it becomes. And you start to become addicted, and you start to love and really enjoy focusing on yourself. But it takes that shift. And for those of you who might be going through breakup, you might be able to see some similarities here with, your focus not being on your goals, not being on your life, not being on what interests you, and instead it's on your ex. What is my ex doing? Who is she hanging out with? What is she thinking? What's going on in her mind? Does she think of me? Does she still? It's not about your life. It's all about another person. So your focus is leaking. Your energy and power, your attention is going onto someone else. And that is exactly what attention whores and energy vampires want. They want to get in your mind. They want to get in your head. Because when they're in your head, they've succeeded. Usually you got to understand that these people are down here. Okay, they're down here, and someone who's focusing on their journey and their quest and just every day focusing on what they're doing, you rise up, you become more powerful. And that's what energy vampires seek. They seek energy, they seek power. And who are they going to get it from? They're too lazy and don't have enough focus or willpower or determination or patience or knowledge to do what these people are doing, to just focus on they just can't do it. So what they do is they'll take the lazy route and they'll look for people that have energy and power, and they'll try to distract you so that you look down here. And once they've got your attention, then they start to suck and feed and drain your energy, and then they bring you down here. Okay? So I always prefer to share that rather than trying to stop being distracted, or rather than trying to ignore the energy vampires or attention whores, rather than putting all that energy to be distracted, to say no, 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 I'm going to focus on my path. No, instead use your energy just to focus on your path. So rather than me saying I'm going to try to ignore this person, I'm going to try to no, because that person is going to get in your head. Instead, just focus on your goals. Focus on what you love. Refocus on your art, your music, your sports, your whatever. It can be rock climbing, it can be fishing, it can be drawing, it can be your work, it can be reading. Anything that has to do with bringing your focus here, now, with you, on your goals, on your quest, on your journey, and off of what other people think, what other people are doing. It's about letting go of needing validation from other people. Unfortunately, things like Facebook are all about what other people think, what other people are doing, what are other people's journeys about, rather than bringing your focus onto your journey. And things like Facebook, I use Facebook, don't get me wrong, but they can make our focus muscles weaker, and it can make it harder for you to focus on your quest, on your journey, because then you'll be like, well, I feel kind of lonely on my quest, on my journey. I don't want to draw and paint. It's kind of lonely. I would rather see what other people are doing and, be in touch with other people. No. It's a short-term, sweet, good feeling to be, interacting like that, but there's nothing that's going to come out of it in the long term. It's a waste of time at the end of the day. Look, focusing on yourself, your journey, the things that you do, it takes some discipline, it takes some patience, it takes a leap of faith, because there is an element of you've got to learn to be with yourself. And I don't want to say it's loneliness, because it's actually awesome if you start to practice it. You start to go into your own world of creativity, and and other people will start to be drawn to you. Why? Because you're most likely, if you have the power and the courage and the ability to just day after day put your attention and focus onto your own things, you're likely going to become better at them, more successful at them. And then look at all these people who do that. People like, Steve Jobs, or musicians, or artists, or athletes who every day are just focusing. They're in the gym on their own, training day after day, and they become famous. They become successful because of that. And then what happens? Everyone is drawn to them, because they have filled themselves with power and energy, and everyone wants some of that. So when dealing with attention whores and energy vampires, the first step is to be able to identify them and how they are coming at you. Is it through sweetness? Are they sweet talking you? Are they trying to, I experience this all the time, where people will use sweetness and be cool, and then as soon as they have your attention and your power, and they start to drain you, guess what happens when they drain you? They'll leave. They'll go. And it's the same with your ex. If you're communicating with your ex or whatever, if you are able to focus on yourself during a breakup and power yourself up, energize yourself up, guess what? Your ex is going to most likely come back and try to contact you. And again, it's going to be one of those two ways that I've described, which is either through sweetness to get you distracted, and then they'll take your power, and then they'll just go. They'll disappear, and then they'll leave you here again. Or it's going to be, so either through sweetness, or it's going to be they're going to try to piss you off somehow. Maybe it could be posting pictures of them having fun on social media, or a picture of them with some other person, a new guy or a new girlfriend or whatever, yeah? And to get under your skin, basically to distract you from your journey. So what I want to emphasize to everyone out there is focus on your journey, focus on you, because I do this and it works. Like last week, I'm telling you, you know, usually I'm very good at focusing and staying on my journey, but last week I got distracted by some energy vampires. And remember, energy vampires, attention whores, they're lonely, they're empty, they're hurt. They are lacking severely, and the saddest thing of all is that they don't know what I'm talking about now. So they don't know how to energize themselves. They don't know how to find that power from within. So instead, they're going to crave it and seek it. Most of the time, and I don't want to generalize here, but most of the time in my experience, I found those people, all they do is socialize, and they are always socializing. There's nothing that they do. You know, they've got maybe not many goals. They're not very creative. They're not, you know, disciplined in doing something outside of their social network. And all they do is just socialize, you know, and they get their energy from their social group. But unfortunately, social groups, they don't last. People get married, people leave countries, people, you know, will go off and get on with their own lives and do things. A social, you know, group of, you know, a group is important. We all should have friends. Friends are important, but it's important what type of friends you have. Do you have good quality friends who, you know, are energizing you, there to support you, there to enhance your life, and then you also do the same for them? It's a sharing. Or is it like a group where everyone's trying to feed off each other and rise to the top? Because most social groups are like that. There's going to be the cool people in the group, there's going to be the pack leader, there's going to be a lot of politics, there's going to be some backstabbing, there's going to be, like I said, energy draining. And so personally, I don't get involved with any of that. And I used to when I was like in my teens, because I didn't know any better. But as I've grown up into an adult, I've learned to value the power of attention and you know, cultivating it within myself, and then using it. If I'm going to share it with anyone, it's going to be with people that I have determined are you know, it's going to be a good share. It's going to be an exchange of knowledge, exchange of energy, not one person taking from the other so that they can climb on top, which is unfortunately how most of our world and most people are. Whoa, there's a really interesting little creature here. Wow, what is this? It's like, wow, it's like, it looks like a piece of wood, but it's actually moving. I wonder if I can show you guys this. Can you see that? It's like a piece of wood, but it's like moving. Wow, interesting. Bali, well, our planet is interesting, but so many creatures and stuff. So, I know that I have a variety of people diverse group of people who watch my videos, and a lot of people watch my videos who are going through breakups, and there's a lot of people who watch my videos who are just interested in just, you know, things that help us in life to improve. All right, continuous improvement, which I talk about a lot. Now, for the people that are going through breakups, you know, I know that you're hurt and you're in a fog, but what I want you to take from this video is that when you focus on yourself, you power yourself up. And I know it's hard, I know it's difficult, because your heart, your mind is with someone else who's just gone. Okay, but if you have that strength and that faith and that trust to bring your attention back to yourself, and yes, it's going to feel maybe lonely at first and, you know, difficult at first, but just do it every day. The way to do it is just to do it. So if your question is, how do I bring my focus and attention onto myself? Not necessarily if you're going through a breakup, but just in life in general. How do you do it? How do you stop the distractions? Everyone is trying to get your attention in life. Facebook, TV networks, advertisers, restaurants, clubs, everyone is trying to get some of your attention. So how in a world like this can you keep your attention, have some strength to focus? How? You just have to do it, people. You just have to do it. Yeah, so you do it, and every day it gets easier. Every day you start to become more addicted to yourself and doing your journey, your focus, okay? So it just takes daily practice. And as some of you might already know, I'm quite a lazy person. Like if someone says, hey, do 100 push-ups now, I'm not going to be able to do that. I can do 100 push-ups now. I do 100 push-ups now, but it took me 5 years to work up to it. I started off with just one push-up. Just do one push-up a day. And it's the same with this. Focus on yourself a little bit a day. All right? Don't push yourself too much where you're just going to not find this fun. Just do as much as you can. Just do a little bit. For example, yesterday I started doing pull-ups because it's really good exercise. And I've been meaning to get into pull-ups for a few years now. But finally now I have a good little setup outside my place, a cool bar. And I started doing pull-ups yesterday. But I can do 10 pull-ups. But I know that if I do 10 pull-ups every day, or, usually I do 3 sets of 10, right? I know that if I do 3 sets of 10, I'm going to be discouraged and I'm going to stop doing it probably. So how many pull-ups am I doing? I'm doing 3. So 3 sets of 3. What's that? 9 pull-ups. And you know what? It's easy. I can do it. And it's fine. And you know what? If I'll do that for a few days, 3, after the 3rd day, I'll do 4. And then I'll build it up. So I'm kind of lazy like that. And I think most of us are. And the problem with most teachers and coaches is that they'll say, give me 10, give me another 10. And the problem with that is it's too hardcore and you'll stop. So I'm a believer in just do it little by little. So when it comes to your focus and your attention, just do something that has to do with you, whether it's journaling, drawing, there's a long, long list, but do something that doesn't involve other people. Put your phone aside, don't go on Facebook for a while, don't answer your phone, and do something for you, about you. And if you do it more and more each day, you're going to build. And look, I'm not trying to create this notion that you've got to be on your own and be blah, blah. No. We all need community. We all need to share. But being able to do this is going to make you a more important part of your community because you're going to have more to offer. You're going to be more interesting to people. You're going to have more skills, more talent, and people are going to be more interested in you. Why? Because, as I said before, the more focus you put on yourself, it's likely that you will become more successful. And as you become more successful, you can become more attractive. So just placing your focus on yourself, learning to cultivate that attention, that discipline on yourself each day is most likely going to help you become more successful at whatever you do. And with success comes attention, and you'll be able to offer more to your group, to your friends, to your family. But in wrapping up here, just want to say that attention whores and energy vampires can be in your family. They can be amongst your friends. They can be at your gym. They can be at your work. They can be at a restaurant that you go to frequently. They can exist anywhere. And my personal advice is, I'm not going to tell you what to do, but I'll tell you what I do is I stay away from those people. I stay away because at the end of the day, like I said, they're down here and they're looking for people that they can distract. They're looking for people that they can distract. All you have to do is, when you identify an energy vampire, is not try to get away from them, but instead just get on with your journey. Refocus on your journey. That's what I did last week when I had this issue, and it worked amazingly. It didn't give bad vibes to the person who was giving me bad vibes, or to the people, and instead I just got on with my journey and in peace and continued to power up myself more, and that person or those people just realized that, okay, this person's on their goal, on their journey, and they're just not going to be distracted very easily. So they'll go and they'll try and find someone else. They'll give up quickly because they don't have discipline, they don't have patience, they don't have the determination you have. So they will give up quickly. You don't want to give them much attention, because if you give them some attention, then they can very cleverly get into your head, and then you're going to wind up thinking of them when you get home. You're going to be upset, whatever it is. So that's their goal. They want to get into your head. They want to distract you. Okay, so don't allow it. Focus on your journey every moment. If you ever have these sort of experiences that I'm talking about, remember, all you have to do is focus on what you enjoy. Refocus on what interests you and your passion. Get into the things that you loved doing once. Get back into them. It might not be easy. For me, it's been music, martial arts, creating music, writing albums, drawing, painting, yeah? But for a while, I got distracted, and those things weren't interesting to me. And then getting back into them again can be a little work at first, but you just have to do them. Just do them. And the more attention and time you spend on them, the more powerful they'll become in your life, and you'll become more successful at them. Yeah? So even if you suck at drawing or music or art or sports, you just keep doing it. Keep your attention on it. You are going to improve. You will get better at those things. And someone once said that we enjoy, or it was something like, you are good at what you enjoy doing. Or it could be vice versa. You enjoy what you're good at doing. So the more and more you place your attention and focus on things that energize you, the better you will become at them, and the more you will start to enjoy them, because the better you become, the more you'll enjoy. So that's my video. Focus on the love within yourself, the things that energize and embolden you and strengthen you and empower you, and don't put your attention on the things that drain you and take your attention away. It could be people, it could be activities. Alright, and I apologize for the lack of videos recently. I'm going to get back into the swing of it. And I think this video turned out better than the one that I did yesterday. It's definitely different, so let's not compare and say better or worse, but I think I have captured everything that I wanted to share, and I hope this helps some people in some way. Also, I've been getting a lot of emails every day. It's crazy. I never thought this would happen to this extent, but I'm getting a lot of people who are asking me for help with coaching and so on and so forth. I wish I could spend all day just doing this, and you know what? Who knows? Perhaps someday this will become a bigger part of my life, and I will perhaps spend more of my day on this. But for now, I run a record label, an independent underground record label, which in itself is it's a huge challenge. It's not the easiest job, but I love it. And I train really hard every day, so I spend maybe at least 3 hours training every day, twice a day. And on top of that, with my spare time, I'm working on an album, I work on music, and I'm writing and recording. So when I make these videos and I'm sharing all that I know, I'm trying to put everything in these videos so that I don't, so that you guys know everything that I'm trying to talk about. And I'm sharing everything. I'm not trying to hold anything back here. But I still do get requests for private coaching, and I'm trying to keep my, what I charge for that really low. Um, I'm doing like the lowest that I do is like I'll do $10 US dollars for just a day, or and I'm really flexible. At the end of the day, I want to help, I want to share. So you know, I'll go over a day. I'll go yeah. So just to let people out there know, the reason why I'm bringing it up is because I get a lot of emails, and I don't want to ignore people, but if you keep your emails shorter or comments shorter, that also helps me. If I get like a really long email or long comment, it's just scary to get into reading something really long. Okay, so the shorter, the I would appreciate it. That's more courteous. And like I said, I'm getting a lot of people emailing, and I'm trying to help, but I'm focusing more on people who will, who are serious, and so yeah. If you have questions, post them down below and let me know. And if there's any requests for videos or anything like that, let me know. And this thing is crazy. You guys have to see this. It's like a little piece of wood. I don't know how it's moving. So you see, this video is already way better than yesterday's video, because there's this weird like piece of wood that's just crawling around on the ground magically. Yeah. Now it's shy and it's stopped. All right. Sending everybody all the best. I'm gonna make more videos. So yeah, have a good one, and let me know if you have any questions. I hope this helps in some way. Adios for now. Bye.